here at some point during this week. So hopefully that transpires, and we've got a couple of extra guys, but we won't get a gauge of exactly where this team's sitting until a good few weeks into the season yet. So I just wouldn't like to get a bit ahead of ourselves at the moment. Still super positive. I like John Tripp. I like the way he goes about his business. The only thing I didn't like was he shaved his moustache off. And there's kids and all that sitting with their fake moustaches, and you're going, because I was sitting in the posh seats at the weekend, and I looked down at the bench and I'm like, shaved it already. This was going to be the legend, the battle of the tashes, as you said the other day, Graham. And he's went and ruined it already. So apart from his tash, I think John Tripp's going to be a fan favourite as well. Everything's looking to the positive after the year we had last year, Stephen. It can't really go any other way, can it?
No, I was talking to you briefly last night on the way out. Just seeing team players not give up after they lose the puck, or just their heads go down after a goal goes in, and just seeing the team work hard, even if the end product's not there yet, just seeing them try. Thank God, because that season was a chore to watch. So it's good to see a bit of positivity about the team. They're obviously bonding well. I know Tripp's had them running up Arthur's Seat and playing golf and everything else. So it's good to see that that's paying off. They're playing for each other, and the effort's there, and that's all I want. I can accept a defeat if you can see that the team really gave it their best and they just fell short against a better team. Obviously, I'd rather we won, but it's easier to take a defeat in those circumstances. So, as you say, I would expect Bjorklund maybe in this week. He's Swedish, so visa shouldn't be as stringent as North Americans. So, hopefully we'll get a few more players in this week, and we can see where we are going into the Manchester games against what sounds like a really good Manitoba team.
Yep, and again, one of the things that we complained about as a group on the podcast last year was protecting of the goalie, and that seems to be happening. They seem to be sticking up for each other, and that was good to see. I mean, not having a go at Rosehill, but he was brought in. We thought he was brought in to kind of do that job, and he did police the ice in different ways, but there was too many times the goalie was close to being ran and nothing was done about it. That's not going to happen this year by lots of things, Graham.
Yeah, we talked about it at length last season. There was a couple of times I remember, and distinctly, where the goalie was running and Rosehill was on the ice and nothing happened. So, yeah, that's the sort of thing we shouldn't see again. Again, sorry to refer back to it again, but the Q&A, that came up during the conversation, and Tripper was very clear about what he expects of his players on the ice if there's anything happening. He expects everybody to be there and involved to a certain extent. Everybody's going to be fighting for everybody else. So, I think he's going to demand that of the team overall. He's made that very clear, and that's a good thing. So, as you say, I don't think we should have that as an issue this season at all.
Stop, whoa, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, Mr. Postman. Please, Mr. Postman, look and see. Oh, yeah. There's a letter in your bag. Please, Mr. Postman. Why is it taking such a long time? Oh, yeah.
Okay, we put out a wee question asking how everybody was feeling after the games of the weekend. I know there have been a few people that would have went down to Cardiff and Nottingham, but the majority of us would have seen the team and some of these new players for the first time at the weekend. Stu Elu said, last night was great, wish we could see a similar support coming from some of our regular opponents. I think he was talking about the atmosphere created by the Frankfurt fans, and that's something to behold. They had a cracking time. I suppose it'd be similar if we were away over to Germany, and I can't see it happening, to be honest. I was going to say there was talk of between fans of us going over there, but it's not going to happen. Let's be honest about it. It was good to see them there, and it was good to see the atmosphere. And, it brought me back, and sometimes you forget, being 7 years down the road with the clan, that wouldn't happen in football, really, would it? You wouldn't have the conga line coming into the away end, if you like, or the home end from the away end. And it was just good to see, Stephen, yeah.
They came over, they had their fun. I'm sure the copious amount of beer probably helped out in that, but it was good to see them get into even the bit at the end of the game yesterday when they got both teams to jump in for a photo, and then there was a wee chant going on. I speak very limited German. I couldn't really make out what they were saying, but they seemed to be having a good time, and I saw comments from fans of other teams calling it a pantomime and blah blah blah. But it's pre-season. Who cares? It'd be different if it was Fife fans or something doing it way, you know. So you know, it's just a bit of fun in pre-season. You can't take everything too seriously, especially in games like that. So yeah, it was good to see them have a good time, and hopefully we can get an away game overseas at one point again. But as you said, it's got to lead to a loss of revenue for home friendly, so I can't see it happening either.
I can't see us being able to afford to go and playing Frankfurt. But then, you know, some people, I might as well bring it up just now, people were complaining, some people, about the ticket prices for the friendlies, but, you know, we don't know how much we were paying for Frankfurt to be here, Graham, so, you know, that has to have factored into it. But overall, what did we have? 2,500 on Saturday, 2,000 on Sunday. Generally speaking, I remember in the past, first home games were always sellouts near enough. I don't know if the prices put people off or not. I know they did the favour for the season ticket holders on Saturday and Sunday, but if you were a walk-up on Saturday night, I think you were going to pay £17 for the cheapest ticket. But again, I don't know how much of that the cost Frankfurt factored into that.
I'm sure. Well, it may very well have been a fact. It's a pre-season game, so I think a lot of it's down to what you're trying to achieve with a pre-season game. There's the on-ice aspect, which is obviously letting the coach see, you know, what the team is, what it can do, play about the lines, all that sort of stuff. From the fan point of view, it's just great to have hockey back. It's great to see the team again. It should also, in my mind anyway, be a bit of an introduction perhaps to some potential newbies, because, you know, as a club, we still are very much, as indeed every club should be, in the game of trying to bring in new people. To me, I just think asking, you know, either full price or close to full price for tickets for a pre-season friendly is probably is not the tactic I would take anyway. Fine, you want to maximise revenue, but certainly in terms of last night, I mean, from what I hear, the crowd was quite a bit less for Sunday than it was Saturday. Okay, maybe that was just because it was Sunday. But I know, and again, I'm not suggesting my circumstances apply to everybody, but I know I was put off going last night just simply because of the cost, and other people that I spoke to were the same. So, you know, had ticket prices been a bit lower or there'd been a 2-game deal, then I probably would have gone to both games. But, you know, club makes these decisions, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just, you know, from my point of view, you want as many people in the rink for those pre-season friendlies as you can possibly get, potentially buying new merchandise and all that sort of stuff. And personally, I would suggest the club maybe just didn't get it quite right. But you know, good crowd on Saturday, and yeah, as I say, pre-season friendlies. It depends what you want out of them. The norm seems to be charging more or less full price across the league now. I know Steelers were doing £5 tickets, but you could argue maybe they can afford to. But I think full price for any team for pre-season friendlies is probably not the way to go. But who am I to say? You
do look at the Steelers, and they got 7,000 I heard on the £5 deal.
Exactly.
So you know, but it's a gamble, you know, and I wouldn't do the sums, but. Anyway, that's by the by. Moving on, because we could talk about that all night. Ewan Campbell, Han Clan Solo, simply said likes a lot. I think he was just talking about the team in general. James Patterson.
Yeah, that's a bit of a 180 for him, isn't it?
Ewan, you know. It'd be 118 again. If they get beaten Thursday night, you know, it'll be 118 again. I don't know. James Patterson at Patterson Airdrie. He's saying there's a bit to find, but play with more freeness than before. For me, lack a player who will put up big points. Well, you know, we kind of said that. You know, I certainly said, I think Patoni, it'll be a good signing. He'll put up points. And if there was one guy that I'd like to see, as we reckon there might be one more input forward, I'd like to see a sniper type guy who is going to put up points and maybe lead the team in scoring. So I'm kind of agreeing with James. I mean, is that something you think yourself, Stephen?
There is a potential for a lot of guys to put up points in this league, but you can't really tell at this stage. You know, I think Patoni will be good. He'll put up the points, especially Tripp was saying this morning he'll be our first line centre, so he's obviously looking for him to put up the points. But you know, it's difficult to tell at this stage, especially with another signing to come in. But I think sort of Scott Pitt type player to come in would be the ideal final signing. And looking at the last 3 signings, the quality of the signings have been going up each time. So you never know what we're going to get, and hopefully, you know, we get a sniper out of it.
Jane Shaw, who isn't on today, managed to get her neb in anyway. Seeing as I'm missing tomorrow, fast-paced, love the speed of the game, back brace Brooks line. Burt is a very smart player for me. She liked Burt. Again, I think that's we talked about Graham, back brace and Brooks. All very speedy players, all causing the D all sorts of problems all over the ice. We did notice that as well. It's something we said, so we're all along with Jen on that one, aren't we?
Yeah, there's your second line right there already. So with the new players coming in to make up the first line, you imagine then, that's a great top six that we've got, or potentially already in place. So I agree with Jen. Yeah, very. And as I said before, Trippers promises a fast team, and there was elements of that already. You can see. It's easy to sort of take the comment, put it in your head, and then you're going to see what you want to see. But there was no doubt that that is a speedy team that we're going to have based on the players that have already played on the ice. So time will tell, but so far so good. Yep.
Paul Smith, looking good, didn't buckle under pressure, and seemed to have a good few tricks in the bag, liking the amount of ice time the Brits are getting. You could argue, Stephen, the Brits were getting ice time because the imports weren't here. You could argue that they didn't buckle under pressure because they were friendlies, so much pressure you're going to be under. Although, when you watch the German team, when they're going forward, they were fantastic at moving the puck, certainly in the offensive zone, weren't they?
Yeah, I even tweeted that out in one of their power plays. Just their passing and movement was absolutely unreal. There was not as much pressure as a normal game, but as I said, last year we would have went 2-0 down in the first 5 or 6 minutes, whatever it was, and that would be us completely out the rest of the game. So it was good to see a bit of fight and a bit of team spirit to try and push back into a game, and we're going to need that this season because every game's not going to go our way from the start, obviously. So just wee glimpses of things like that is what we need. And Tripp has said we're going to have a hard-working, fast team, and I think we've seen that this weekend already.
Well, that was one thing we always talked about, and I certainly say I preferred the blue-collar team. I thought that's what Ryan was trying to achieve. He certainly did achieve it, certainly his second year here. I'm hoping we can get back to that, Graham, that sort of style where we have a hard-working team that can score and compete, as in the team that went to the Champions Hockey League that year.
Absolutely. That way you get results, and also you get bums on seats because the Clan fans want to be entertained. So, as you say, I think Finner tried to do that and succeeded to a certain extent, and there's no doubt that Tripper's got the same in mind. So, bring it on.
Jennifer Shaw, Disco Jen 1, 2, 3. So glad Brooksy's back in purple. We all agreed with that. He's looking lean AF Alpha Foxtrot. I don't know what she means there. You can text us in later on. Tell us what that means.
Jen normally just says that.
She's got a potty mouth. And in excellent condition. She's lamenting, like me, Tripper's moustache is gone already. Yes, you probably not be the only one when we get through these. Oh, there's another one. Tony, DS Frank Vickers. There should be Crime Watch appeal to find Tripp's moustache. I agree. That's what I definitely bring the tash back. Maureen Smith, the tablet lady, Mo Smith, watched a team performance in capital letters in Cardiff in every game since. With a full bench, we should give every team a run for their money. And, Stephen, that's exactly what you said. We don't mind losing. We just want to see that the team have given us the effort. She's putting her thumbs up to Tripp, and I think we all are at the moment as well, yeah?
Yep, definitely. I noticed in the first period when things weren't going our way, they just change things on the fly. He knows what he wants the team to do, and he's not afraid to make the changes to get that performance that he expects out of the player. I think last year we were relying on one line far too much, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But this year we know that if things aren't going our way, he's got to shake it up, and that's all I want. Just an effort from the team and the coach to try and get things going. I feel like I missed to not point out. I know we've went past the weekend performances. Mm-hmm. I thought Richard Hartman, obviously he's an older guy now. I think he's 42, 43. He's not going to be a full-time player for anyone, but I thought he had a really good couple of games over the weekend. His hockey brain, if you could take that out of him and put it in a 20-year-old, you'd be laughing. I thought he had a really good game over the weekend. I thought I'd just point him out I remembered before someone else, got offended that we didn't bring up.
You're absolutely right. You've got to thank Lee Eslers and Richard for stepping in, because without them we would have really been struggling. So, some people in Twitter were giving. I think there was so much negative about them coming in. I think they were more saying, why are you charging us? We're back to that thing again, going, why are you charging us full price to watch two guys who've basically retired? But without them, we'd have struggled. So, you've got, we certainly, as a podcast, would thank them for coming out. And, Lee Esders was shown as well, Graham, he could still do a job.